Welcome to the Mindfulness Broadcast, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to the broadcast, my name is Tiffany Grimes. I'm with Empower Coaching and Training, and we have been doing this for years now, many years, and we record these. I pin myself so your beautiful names and faces are never seen. And we do post these on our YouTube channel. So if you ever miss one or you found one moving and you want to go back and access that, or you're sharing resources with participants, clients, or friends and family, those are always over there on our YouTube channel as well. So I want to get started this morning, and I want to share something that Jen actually created. She's with us this morning too, and is posted in our monthly newsletter that just came out this week. And it's a free resource guide that's focused on kind of what you grow, what are you watering, and the metaphor of that in this beautiful time of year in spring, and thinking about how through the mindfulness lens, thinking about mindfulness is really our ability, developing the ability, the innate ability that we have, but that we must grow purposefully to be able to focus our attention on what is currently happening for us, and then allow that to just be. So not that that we are okay with it, but that it just is. Here it is. And if I can meet myself where I am, it is in that place that I can then be purposeful and intentional with my response, building my awareness, creating life on purpose for the parts that I can control, accepting and accepting what I can't control, and then making choices around that. So mindfulness is the foundation of all of that good work. And what we do here is really focus on the neuroscience part of that and building a brain on purpose, because it is the foundation of all good living and repeating good living intentionally. And so spring is such a really beautiful metaphor for that, because it's really easy to go out and see new life, or maybe something that has always been there coming back strong or beautiful or in a different way, or seeing brand new seeds that maybe were planted in the fall and cared for lovingly and thoughtfully, now propagating. And so Jen used that as the metaphor for this free workbook. So if you didn't get the newsletter, or if you missed that free workbook, make sure you put your email in the chat, and Jen will make sure you get a copy of that newsletter, and access to that book. But what I wanted to do is kind of guide you through a few of those questions this morning. The workbook she put together is really kind of a journal or thought process. So it's filled with some really beautiful mindfulness-based questions. And I thought it would be lovely to use the space this morning. If you're like me, there's a lot of really great things that come through my email that I save and then never get back to. So we'll just use our time this morning to go through some of those thoughts mindfully and reflecting on what is for us right now, and then how we want to be with that. So with that, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, or to simply take a soft gaze, and to tune in with your body this morning and allow it to do whatever it is desiring to do or needing to do to be fully present in this moment. Noticing what we think we might have to do, or what we're supposed to do a mindfulness practice correctly, and just letting all that go. There's no rule or set of right or wrongs. Just allowing yourself to really be here. Tuning into your breath. Finding it, noticing it, tagging along with it consciously as it moves in through your nostrils, down your throat and fills your chest, expands your belly, swirls around for a moment, and then exhales. Doing that a few times, deepening the inhale, lengthening the exhale, noticing your body shift as you come into it. I just felt my shoulders relax, my feet ground. And then do a bit of a body scan. How is this body this morning? What are you noticing about it? Where is there ease? Where is there tension? Seeing if you can bring your breath into any parts of the body that might need it. And then with that, what I'm going to do is ask you questions, reflective questions. And your job is just to be with those questions. Be curious. Invite exploration. Without the judgment, perhaps, if you can. Noticing when that critical voice comes in and says, well, that's not appropriate. That's not okay. You should feel like this. You should not feel like this. I don't like that thought. Or that's a good thought. Just noticing all of those things and then coming back with curiosity. That's the job. I like to think of it as the way that I approach a new landscape. You know, I don't say, oh, that shouldn't be there. I say something like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I'm curious why that's there. How did that occur? So approaching yourself with that same sense of acceptance and curiosity. The first question is, what thoughts have been taking up the most space in my mind lately? Noticing, continuing to breathe. What emotions have I been feeding most often? So examples: fear, hope, frustration, peace, resentment, gratitude, etc. What emotions have I been feeding most often? What stories have I been telling myself on repeat? Think about where your mind goes in the quiet moments when you're driving, on public transportation, before falling asleep. What stories are you telling yourself? What you can do, can't do, what others should do, shouldn't do. And how has my body been responding? Responding to my thoughts, responding to the stories. So examples might be tension, fatigue, calm, deep breathing, shallow breath, etc. using this spring metaphor, is what I've been watering, helping me grow in the direction I want to go. So where I place my attention is a choice. It's a practice. Is it serving me? Sit quietly as you explore this landscape, returning to your breath as needed. If something feels too big to explore right in this moment, remember you can use these later. And we're going to do a few more questions here together. Perhaps as you explored that landscape, you noticed there was something that you're watering that you want to stop watering. And if that was true for you, what is that? What are you watering that you want to stop watering? So examples might be worst case thinking, ongoing resentment, comparison, etc. What do I want to water instead? Thinking about things like groundedness, self-compassion, hope. What do I want to water instead? Not once everything works out, not once we have all the answers, but right now, today, what do I want to start watering? And then 2 quick questions as we close. What would it look like to give more attention to that this week? And then finally, what is one small choice I can make today that aligns with what I want to grow? What is one small choice, one commitment you can make to yourself today that starts the trickle, that begins to grow what you want mindfully and intentionally?